Hey all, nice to have you back, and this time I was triggered by a video of Wolfie where a absolute retard thought he could tell what and how things were and that he knew better than Wolfie. Well, most people don't. It's as simple as that. And who is this retard that makes me be ashamed to be Dutch is retard QNFee. This guy is a simpleton, a oxygen stealing simpleton, as cold hard logic would say. Um, he attacks Wolfie in a video and he shows he has no clue at all. But we already know the guy. We have seen a lot of absolute and poor shit of him. Um, what does this guy sound like? It already gives an indication of what we are dealing with. Let's just listen for a second.
Coming floating from far, the planes always fly underneath the previous trails.
And not dissipating. Another topic I ran into early on.
Yeah, look, shadow.
What a dumb fuck, and I'm not going to explain how it is and why we see what we see, because I'm not going to spoil it for this dipshit. And then he makes a new one, and he thinks that Wolfie is a bad pilot. But who the fuck is QNFee? A guy that lives from welfare, has no job, and he has no job because he's too stupid to hold a job.
Flat. Don't educate you on. They want you to keep stuck in the flat earth, sky model, and the globe. And if you want to be a little bit smarter,
So that sounds really intelligent, don't you think so? Who is this asshole? I don't know. Probably if I see him in the street, it must be obvious what he looks like. It's just okay. I have had videos of him before when I addressed the idiots that cannot photograph stars or planets. QNFee was there, of course, because he thinks NASA can be beaten by him. He's just too stupid. And all that I show in this video, Flat Earth, Retards and Frauds Exposed by name, is that they can't even photograph a simple star or a planet. And you must be pretty dumb not being able to do that. But QNFee is even worse. He thinks that the sun is behind his that the clouds are behind his local sun. So he has more suns, he has local suns. How fucking idiot do you have to be? I believe once in a comment he said that it could be like only 10 or 20 kilometers far away. Now then I would say jump in a car, drive 5 minutes and you should be below the sun. Of course he doesn't do that because he just wants to make shit videos with shit content. And that doesn't make him the most stupid person. The most stupid persons are, of course, the people who respond and think that he is oh so wise. And then you are really, Eric Edwards. Wolf is all about himself. Fuck you, idiot. Jesus Christ, they're so stupid. So, now, why do I get this angry about such a dipshit? Because he's also absolutely dishonest. He can't stand people giving good comments, and then he blocks them. And if people then bring other stuff to his attention, he deletes their comments. What happened? I had a discussion somewhere with a flat earth, or sorry, I won't call him a flat earth. He's a flat earther. He really believes from a Bible point of view that the earth should be flat, but he's very critical sometimes, and he really doesn't like flatters to lie and cheat. So he's a sort of strange mix. But when I said go out and have a look at ISS, he did. And then he said, well, maybe he could argue that if the sun doesn't drop down above a flat Earth, then there could be a solution where a ISS could be not falling down. That in itself shows that he's at least not denying the existence of what he actually saw after I pointed it out. So I had a discussion with him and I said, well, this QNFee is also an idiot because he blocks people. And then he said, well, I don't believe that everybody always blocks people. So I said, well, try it. And under the last, the second last video made by QNFee on Wolfie, I said, could you please, or could you stop making our people look like fools? But apparently he doesn't. And then in a comment of Rock and Romans, I was here to say where he made the following First he says, so you compare me with flat earth retards? Yes, we do. And then you don't know my videos. So when I said, well, I do, and they are false, nothing happened because he somehow replies to Rocking Robbins. So I asked a guy called Hendrik van Heeswijk to check and see what he would see. And if you can see, his screen print shows that I'm not in between these two QNFee remarks. So he posted then, I think you should not block people. Still seems you're not convinced Earth is flat when you do that. So that was his question to QNFee. And then QNFee says, tell me who did I block and I'll show you wrong. No. And then he checked with me if it's still the case, which of course was the case. So, but according to the guy you blocked, you now are hiding my comment, because what happened is that QNFee didn't want to show this and took away this first remark here, that he should stop blocking people. And he also gets immediately very offensive, even to a guy who is polite, who is a flat earther. And well, I won't translate this, but it's very insulting what he says. But he says, do you have anything to offer? And Hendrik says, no, I just needed to talk with the other guy, make a screen print. And the one you are blocking is M. Goudsmits, he then says. And what happens is the comments are gone. So Hendrik asks again and says, oh my God, are you now deleting my comments as well? That's a fail. You told me, Hendrik says, tell me who did I block and I show you wrong. So now you know who you blocked, because he just mentioned that he was blocking me. And I look forward to your proof. Thanks. And of course that proof doesn't come, because QNFee is a coward, a oxygen stealing simpleton, a retard, a fraud, and he blocks people, he deletes comments, anything that doesn't go along with what he believes is the truth, which is just a lot of loony, should not be on his YouTube or under his YouTube videos. So we have retards in our country as well, and they make me feel ashamed. But you always have it, people that don't work, live from welfare, are cheats, are retards. But still the biggest one is not QNFee, but basically his subscribers. Because if you follow somebody this stupid, you must be yourself really, really, really stupid. So thank you all for watching this, and I just facepalm every time I see QNFee trying to come up with something, because this is beyond plain stupid.
Don't know much about history, don't know much biology, don't know much about a science book, don't know much about the French I took.